Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, we had a lot of fun last time looking at, and this is our model that we used, looking at our subject was, it's a gift. It's a gift. The truth about placebos. Oh, it was quite exciting. And this was part 1 of 2. And so this model indicates 2 different groups in a clinical study. And the 2 groups, one is the control group, and the other is the treatment group. And the control group is the one that gets the placebo. So, and a placebo is a treatment or a pill or a sham surgery that appears to be real but has no health effects on the body, no physical effects on the body, at least from the treatment. Over here we have the treatment group, what gets the real pill or operation or shot or whatever it is related to the treatment that they're testing. And in all cases, you're going to have, from the control group, some form of placebo effect. Now, in our model, I said about 40% of the people that were randomly selected to be in the control group got better. And in the treatment group, as an example, 60% got better. So you say, well, we are making progress with the treatment group. And I made this statement. Hidden within this treatment group is the placebo effect. The placebo effect. The placebo is over here. The placebo effect is over here in the control group, but it is hidden within the treatment group. Why? Randomly selected. Same kind of people here, same kind of people here, same kind of people responding to outside environment signals and interpreting those signals in certain ways to indicate that they're feeling better. So the effect of the treatment in our little model, 60% here, over 40, 20 people out of our random 100 got some help from the medication. And so we say, whoa, look at 60%. Oh, we got to get that medication on the market. So we can charge a lot of people a lot of money so they'll get better. But they'll get better 40% anyway. Of this that gets the medication, they'll also have some random placebo effect. So the medication that we think we're taking and holding so high, most of it is going to be because of the placebo effect. So that was part 1. What are we looking for? The placebo and its effect. So now we're going to move to part 2. And this is our model for this video. Okay, we didn't change much up here in the title, except to put part 2 of 2. So you have to keep in your mind those 2 groups in part 1. the control group and the treatment group. Actually, it's not going to make much difference, but it might help you to kind of keep them in mind. Now, I'll reference the first video, and it would be helpful to go through that to get some of the terminology I'm going to be using. Now, in this model here, we changed it a little bit from, actually, if you look real close, it's the standard model for the illusion. And we start off here with environmental clues that come to you based upon your sensory input. Okay? That's why in the last one, we specify very clearly that we give the medication same, looks the same, everything's the same, so that we don't give environmental clues. However, the mind is very active, and the mind will find clues, whether it is in the weather, whether it is in the attitude of the caregiver or other people receiving the treatment. It doesn't matter, because our mind is going to take in, our senses are going to take in information. And that raw information is meaningless as received. So we have raw, meaningless information coming to, now I have put the subconscious mind. We don't know where that is, because the subconscious mind holds all your memories and your belief system. And we don't know where your memories are or your belief system either. But we have all kinds of ideas that we have talked about in other videos. Now here, when we get this raw information into our subconscious mind, using our belief system as a filter, we're going to go through that information. And then there's 5 of them. I keep saying, you got to remember, there's 5 inputs. They're all different. They don't make one rendering. They're all different. The rendering into one is done inside the mind, inside of you. It's not done from this information out here. And we keep slipping, it goes so quick. The information goes in, and boom, we get an output. Very quick. Millions to billions of bits of data per second. It's running around in there, and then you get, boom, you get an output. And you say, well, that's my world. And you will believe, and that's the world that you think is out here. But it's not. It's a construction inside of you. So we've covered that before. Now, in here, the subconscious mind is going to take this data and it's going to decode it based upon past experiences, life experiences, knowledge. And it's going to sort it into, because the brain, the mind sorts, categorizes the information so that it's easier to filter. And that's the next step. It filters it. And out of this process comes an interpretation. Now, that's the output of this process in the mind. And the output is a belief. The output is a belief. What's the belief? I believe whatever comes out of here. Whatever comes out of here. Not what's here. The input doesn't have that much to do with it. After it's sorted and manipulated and filtered and categorized, and you render an output, in this case, because we're dealing with placebos, you have a belief. I believe this random information has a meaning, okay? It is your best guess. Whatever you come up with out here is your best guess. And it doesn't matter if it's based on truth or on lies. Doesn't matter. What is important, and we've stressed this before in several videos, the truth is not important. What you believe is true. That's important. That's the driving force. Your beliefs. Your beliefs are so powerful, you have no idea what they can do. So this is our model right here. This is what I'm gonna change this in a moment. But I want, and you can go back to it on the video and stop and take a look. What's this guy talking about? Oh, he's talking about I have beliefs. I make beliefs. Doesn't matter if they're true or false. It's what you believe. Therefore, your best guess as to what's happening out here. And so, I'll leave you just a second. I'll go through it real quick again. You have outside environmental clues. You bring those in 5 different tracks of information. You decode them, sort them, filter them, and out of that you interpret the information into your best guess. And since we're dealing with placebos, and placebos are beliefs, I believe. Okay? Now we're going to leave that and just like that move to another model. And now our next model, following the placebo. And there's a lot on this one. So, but this is what we ended up with the last model. This is the mind, I believe. Now, what is this process now? Cause and effect. Cause and effect. Because you got to get away from the brain being the cause. The cause is not the brain of the placebo effect. The cause is a processing of the belief, I believe. The output is the body. Now look at the body. I just drew an outline of the head because all of the muscles, all of the systems in the body are all programmed in relationship to signals from the brain. It's the brain and body that's tied together. The mind, the software, the hardware, the output. The mind is software. The brain is hardware. I know you're thinking of something special, but just treat it as a black box. It just processes signals, information, and then gives an output that goes to the body and informs the body how to respond. Now, if you get those, you're well on your way to understanding how placebos operate. Now, from our last model, I believe, we come up with a belief. Now, if the belief is, this is helping me, that's a belief. If you come up with a different belief, this is just BS, this whole thing is just silly, and it's not helping me at all. Now you take those 2 inputs and you put them into the brain. Only one of them is going to be your belief. So if you put the top one, this is going to help me. You're going to put it in here, into the brain, and if you look at the description, it will have many parts in the brain. I don't know all of them. I can't even pronounce half of them. But if you look there, you'll find them. And they talk about the hippocampus, and they talk about all kinds of stuff in the limbic system as to what's causing the placebo effect. You got to change this. The belief is primal. The belief is the cause. What the brain does because of this signal is an effect. The brain is responding to the belief. The brain is responding to the mind. Oh no, it does all this stuff. There's things floating around, and there's neopeptides, and there's all kinds of stuff going. Yes, that's true. Look at it as a black box. When it's all said and done, the brain is responding. It is an effect of the signal. Without a signal, if there was no signal from over here, brain would just do what it's normally doing. Nothing's happening. You give it a signal, it gets excited, and it responds to the signal. It is an effect. What the brain does is an effect of what you're doing in the mind. Everything is an interpretation of the mind. Producing signals, this is software. Goes to the hardware. The hardware processes it. It's a processor, it's a computer. All does, you know, it's a live computer, so it has a lot of stuff going on. It's not a quantum computer, although they think some quantum things are going on in here. But it is just responding. It is an effect of the signal. And then when it processes all this information, it gives an output to the body. And now the body responds to those signals. Because you can't move your muscle, you can't move your arm unless you get a signal from the brain going down the nervous system and contracting or that's part of tension and compression of the lever arm. So that's what the signals are doing. And the signals that go to the body are based upon this belief here and how it is interpreted here in the hardware. And then the body responds like a puppet on a string. And then you say, the body responds, oh, I feel good with this medication. Or, I feel bad because of this medication. Or, I feel a little better. So you got a gradient there. This is subjective. What you're getting from the body, good, bad, indifferent, I don't know, is subjective. There is no objective observation. Everything is subjective. And what's it based upon? The belief system in the mind. You can't find the subconscious mind in the brain. You can't find memories in the brain. You can't find your belief system in the brain. It's not there. Oh, it has to be there because we're everything has to be there. No, it doesn't. You got to think outside the box. Everything is in the mind. You are a mind being. You are an energy being. Software. Brain, hardware. I know it's a living hardware. So it's not hard like a rock, but it's hardware in its function. And it has an output to the body. You want to change the body's output? You want to change the body's response? Change your beliefs. You want to manifest out here something different than what you have because the body's responding to what's in here? Heal the past. Change your beliefs. Oh, that's difficult because we're living in the egoic world with the egoic belief system, and that says everything comes out of the brain. I'm suggesting the brain is just a processor of information, very sophisticated, very beautiful, very enticing to make believe everything comes from here. It doesn't. The brain processes information that it is given. Now, I've done other videos on this. One of them that I remember is the body. See, these two are tied together. You see, this signal goes to the body. So this and the brain is part of the body. These two are one. This is different. This is software. This is hardware. This is output. Change the input. Now, you know this from computer or from just logic. If you took a logic course, they're going to tell you input, output, process. But somehow we got the feeling that, oh no, this is the big thing here. This doesn't matter, and this is what we get. No, it's entirely different. Entirely different. This is primal. This is cause. You want something different on the other end? Change the input. Change the input. And that will change. This is an illusion. And oh, how magnificent it is. And we will be back here next time with more interesting things about this illusion we're living in. Bye now.